Well guys, we finally made it. This is my final video of 2016. As you guys know, the show has gone through a lot of changes this year, and I'd like to thank you all for sticking with me from those humble beginnings back when I used to use nothing but a webcam and a very terrible background. And as you can see, we've had a really good upgrade this year. And it's only going to continue next year, as I am going to invest in a better camera for next year's review, so look forward to that. Anyway, enough talking about the other good things. Let's end the year on a positive note and talk about the best movies of 2016. And as always guys, this is just my opinion and my own personal list. This does not reflect anyone else here on YouTube, but it's something that I love to share with you guys, and it's a video I really look forward to doing with you guys every year. So let's get started. Now as always guys, I can't do a top 10 best movies of the year list without a few honourable mentions. So no particular order, those honourable mentions are Skip Trace, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition, before you start giving me your hate in the comments, Moana, X-Men Apocalypse, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Doctor Strange, Deepwater Horizon, Eddie the Eagle, Pete's Dragon, Star Trek Beyond, Hardcore Henry, Midnight Special, and of course, a movie I sadly didn't get to review this year but I loved all the more, which was Arrival. Okay guys, we're finally here into the main meat of my top 10 favourite movies of 2016. Starting at number 10, which is Kubo and the Two Strings. My word, where the hell did this movie come from? It had everything. It had fantastic animation, great set pieces, fantastic acting from its entire cast, and just an incredible setting for a very original movie, and it really managed to impress me. At number 9 is Sing Street. Now this is a movie not too many people have seen, unfortunately, but it definitely deserves this accolade of being in my top 10, as it's a movie I can very much relate to, and it was nice to see a little low-budget independent movie given such a big wide horizon as this one. And the story was very personal too and very relatable, and I applaud John Carney for choosing the direction that he did with this movie. Okay, at number 8 is the remake of The Jungle Book, a movie nobody thought was going to work, especially with them using nothing but green screen sets and very little for Neil Sethi to actually act against, but they really managed to pull this off and give us such an incredible retelling of this movie, and I for one really enjoyed it. Okay, at number 7 is a movie that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that is on my top 10 list, but at number 7 is The Nice Guys. Again, another funny comedy buddy cop movie with both Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, proving that they really do have great chemistry together and managed to really make this story work. And I thoroughly enjoyed it when I saw it, and I'm really looking forward to watching it again when I finally get it on Blu-ray. Okay, at number 6 here is a movie that technically came out back in 2015, but the UK didn't get it till 2016, which is why it's on my top 10 movies of 2016 list, and it's going to be the same for number 5 as well. But at number 6 is Spotlight. My word, this movie really managed to blow me away, especially with the way the team were trying to investigate what was going on with the Catholic Church at the time. And as everybody knows, this was based on a true story, and I can see why it won the awards it did, as it's just such an incredible movie, and one that you guys should definitely check out if you haven't already. Okay, we're down to the top 5 once again, so without further ado, this is a movie that originally came out in 2015, but the UK didn't get until 2016. This was the first movie I saw this year, which was Creed. Of course, this is the story of Apollo Creed's son, Adonis, who is trained by Rocky Balboa, so it's kind of like the 7th Rocky movie, except this time he's the trainer instead of the guy in the ring, which for me really worked really well, and the personal story that they give Rocky here just makes the whole movie work, and it made me want to go back and check out the other Rocky movies. And some of the actual boxing sequences in this movie feel so realistic and so well done, and there is this one shot in the middle of the movie which a lot of people have talked about, which is done completely in one take with no cutaways, and no one still knows to this day how they did that, so that was impressive. So that was my number 5. Okay, at number 4 is Zootopia, or Zootropolis as it's known here in the UK. Disney's best movie since Wreck-It Ralph, in my opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. Yes, it's still better than Frozen. I'm sorry, guys. I've just got to be honest here. Featured a very impressive voice cast, superb animation. Disney are really starting to really break their game out and show that they can be as good as people like Pixar or DreamWorks or someone like that with their animation style, and they still feature great storytelling which has a great moral behind their story as well, even to this day. Okay, at number 3, you knew this movie had to be on here somewhere. Now, whereas The Force Awakens was my number 1 for last year, sadly this movie only made it to number 3, but that is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. It was a very nice companion piece to the trilogies that we've had in the past and that we're getting now, and it was interesting to see just how those Death Star plans came into the rebel hands, but at what a cost it came at. And it featured some really great performances. The new droid K2SO completely stole the movie for me, and it featured such an incredible Darth Vader cameo. If there's anyone out there who hasn't seen this movie yet, seeing Darth Vader in this movie is worth the price of admission alone, so go and see it if you haven't already. Okay, we've come to my number 2 pick, which is, again, probably not such a surprise to too many people, which was Captain America Civil War, Marvel's best movie in years. They were going through that pattern throughout Phase 2 where they would have a good movie, then a mediocre, then it would be pretty rough, then back to good again, and then of course, as everybody knows, Avengers Age of Ultron is, in my opinion, the worst Marvel movie, but hey, that's what opinions are for. And then they kind of trudged back up with Ant-Man, but after that we didn't know really what to expect, and then when Captain America Civil War came along, oh my word, did they really deliver. And I am really looking forward to seeing what the Russo brothers do with Avengers Infinity War. So before we get to my number 1 pick of 2016, we're going to run down the top 10 very quickly. And number 10 is Kubo and the Two Strings. And number 9 is Sing Street. And number 8 is The Jungle Book. And number 7 is The Nice Guys. And number 6 is Spotlight. And number 5 is Creed. And number 4 is Zootopia or Zootropolis, depending on what side of the Atlantic you're on. And number 3 is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And at number 2 is Captain America Civil War. Which means at number 1 is Deadpool. Hands down the best and most incredible superhero movie of the year. Considering this was done on a budget of next to nothing, Ryan Reynolds really managed to pull this off. And it showed that those 10 years of hard work to get a Deadpool movie up and running finally paid off, as he really became this character and really delivered some of the best humour of the year, as well as some of the best superhero action, and we didn't even need a big to do it in. So yes, that is my top 10 best movies of 2016. Now, again, I want to hear from you guys. What are your top 10 best movies of 2016? I'd love to know what they are in the comments. And as always, guys, hope you all had a very nice Christmas, and I wish you all a happy new year. And I hope 2017 brings us a lot more good and hopefully not as much bad as what 2016 did. And as always, guys, I shall see you all on the next one, and take care.